Now, growing up in a Catholic school, what was your faith life like? Were you very strong in the faith? Did you, were you an altar boy?
Oh yes, yes. I've been very engaged with mass since high school or even grade school. Serving and then attending special classes when it comes to religion, and then prayer groups and things like that. Even I mean, when you say prayer group, it's different from what we know now as prayer group, right? But rosary groups, right?
Yes.
Right. Where in lunchtime, instead of playing basketball, we would just go into the chapel after eating and then praying with the priest in front of the tabernacle.
Really?
And just say the rosary, right? The same thing. Sometimes during weekends, they would have a weekend night with the students. And it's really more of just understanding our faith, right?
Did you think about becoming a priest when you grow up?
Yes, it's been there. I remember, as I said, as I grew up with my grandparents, right? And my grandpa would always stay up late, and I would stay in their room, and I would start drawing churches, right? Churches. And then people would, and relatives would ask me, what would you like to be when you grow up? And I would always say, I want to be a priest. I want to be a priest.
Because you're drawing churches all the time.
Right. Plus, my time being spent at the churches with the religious brothers and then priests in that regard, right? And then plus, my family is very religious in that sense, especially my parents and my grandparents. I mean, like my grandfather, you would see him start his prayer about 10 in the evening, right? And I would say my good nights, living in his room. Middle of the night or even early in the morning, I would see him. He's still praying, right? And one time I asked him, I said, Grandpa, how come you're praying so long, right? So long. And his answer was, it stuck with me because I'm praying for each and every one of you.
Wow.
Yeah, is that fantastic?
Wow.
Each and every one of you, right?
Did you have a lot of cousins?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
So it was a big family, and he had to pray for every single one of the grandkids.
and you know how it is with them, though, right? In terms of extended family, right? Cousins, nephew, nieces.
Oh, they're like your brothers and sisters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the patriarch, the grandpas, right? Each of them, pretty much, they try to treat them all equally, right?
Yes.
So if he's praying for me, I'm sure that he's praying from a cousin or somebody else that's way, way far off, right? Yeah. And that's him. He's just praying constantly, right? That's every night.
So did you seriously consider becoming a priest when you were in high school or in college?
High school, yes. As a matter of fact, in our high school, they have a group, aspirants, basically, right?
Okay.
Wherein you're being sort of nurtured as you go into your high school years, prepare you, let's say when you graduate from high school, to make a decision in terms of whether you would go to the seminary or not, right? And I reached that point, right?
Oh, wow.
I reached that point wherein I attended and been a member of that group. But at the same time, when that time came, God allows certain things to happen. And maybe he has a plan. And I always believe he always have a plan, right? If it didn't materialize the way you were envisioning it, then he has other plans for you, right? So the circumstances didn't allow me to go into seminary.
Okay.
And I didn't understand that at first, right?
Mm.
And that was right before graduation from high school, right? I didn't understand that. I said, Lord, trying to sort of presenting myself to serve you, right?
And it's not happening.
And it's not happening. And you're putting a barrier right there, right? And it's a major barrier. So I said, okay. Let it go, right?
Was it family? Because a lot of the priests that we've had on the show, they say their family, struggled with them wanting to become priests. Was it that?
It was the special circumstances that transpired within the family.
Okay.
It's not that they didn't want me to be a priest. As a matter of fact, my mom would love me to be. I mean, when she was hearing that, she's happy to hear it, right? Right. But in a sense, circumstances didn't allow it. It was not possible.
Okay.
And I believe simply because God has a role for me to play within the family.
Okay.
That's why if I go into seminary, then it would compromise certain things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.